Hi, my name's Kate. This is Mandy. We're both 18, and
We live in the Chicago suburbs.
yes, we're both girlfriends. She's just gonna press buttons. What do you want? This is Polka Dot. She's gonna be running around. I'm gonna tell you my coming out story right now, which I typically don't talk about because it was a process, but it wasn't really something I struggled with. On my mom's side of the family, it was something that I told me from a young age, you can be gay, it's fine. So they didn't really have a problem. My dad's side of the family is, not necessarily more conservative, but definitely kind of, everybody makes fun of each other. And there's always games like Smear the Queer and stuff like that. Yeah. It's where if the guy had the ball, you hurt him.
Oh, okay.
We're from the Midwest. Shit like that's allowed. But it was accepted on that side of the family. My uncle told me, my uncle's very religious, he told me he'd love me just as much if I was a murderer, or a drug addict, or an alcoholic, and I told him to stop right there. So, that's how the family's got very good intentions. It just, we don't use words good there. We don't express our feelings very well. So as far as that goes, that side of the family knew before the other side of the family did, just because it's a very awkward experience telling your loved ones what your sexuality is, because I feel like your sexuality is such a personal thing, and there's so many people in my family, so you have to sit down and have an awkward conversation with everybody. It's weird, and I put it off for as long as I could.
You could just get a shirt that says, I'm gay, and
I'm a big duck. Just on my chest. That would have been a lot easier. But I still wasn't out of school. That process was a little more difficult because my friends had, boyfriends and girlfriends, but I really didn't know anybody who was gay. But going into that though, she was the reason I came out.
Well, how we met.
Okay. We
are big theater geeks.
Yes.
Huge theater geeks.
She does
basically whatever she doesn't do.
Yeah.
I did.
I did a lot of construction and stage managing, a lot of just behind the scenes
stuff like.
And we had to work pretty closely together. And it was the first time we ever met. So she started flirting with me
immediately.
Yeah.
Immediately, if not sooner.
And I had no clue.
None.
Because at that point, I just didn't think anybody could like me.
I like you.
Yeah, well, now I know. It got to the point where she literally cornered me in an alcove. And she said something and I wasn't paying attention, and I turned to her and I said, "Oh, I'm sorry, what?" And she's like, "I said you're pretty. That must mean I like you, huh?" And she stormed off. And I just thought to myself, she's so nice. I don't know. She's the first person I've ever dated. I say that with no shame now. I said that with a lot of shame 2 years ago. Because I thought I was going to go to college, never having dated anybody, never having doing other things with people. I thought I was going to be like a 4-year-old virgin.
Poor thing.
So that helped me come out at school. And
I forced you out. You didn't have to say anything to anyone else. It was just you were dating.
Okay, there's a girl on top of me. You're constantly touching me.
Oh, I was like, what are you talking about?
That must mean you're gay. And it was I was hanging out with a lot of theater people,
And they were all supportive.
all supportive. There's very few people in the theater community, typically in general, who aren't, supportive. So, I never had to deal with that, even though, we live in a pretty conservative part of the country, and we're actually in the most conservative district in our school district is the one most conservative. We actually tried to start a GSA, and it took us like a year.
But that's a different story.
We're not going into that.
Yeah.
But, I'm actually starting the process right now. I'm kind of starting that process over again because I'm trying to figure out what I want my identity to be now, because I'm not comfortable with lesbian anymore. I'm calling myself queer for right now, but I'm kind of waiting to see what that's going to turn out as. It definitely, for me, goes into gender, too. And I'm just kind of learning what I can about that and seeing where that goes. I don't think I'm transgendered, but I've definitely never felt comfortable as a girl. Wearing a dress, wearing heels is painful for me. I mean, it's painful for everybody, but it makes me...
really cute at homecoming, girl.
Thank you. But I'm in such physical discomfort. I finally was able to put it into words. Anything where I'm confronted by my femininity makes me so uncomfortable. So I'm trying to figure out if I'm bigendered, which means you feel like... I know you don't like that term.
It's like I've just never heard it before.
I only heard it recently. Which means you feel like you're both male and female. Or I'm trying to see if I'm agendered, which obviously then means
You don't have one?
you don't feel like you have a gender. So, I don't know.
Towards that, but...
Yeah, I think I would too. But, so that's a process. I don't know how to come out to my family about that because I've broached the topic and they don't understand that at all. They would be fine with me being gay, but I don't think they would be as fine as me not identifying as strictly a girl, because they just don't understand it. You're a girl. You have girl parts. That makes you a girl. I think, if nothing else, that's going to be a difficult process. Just because even in the gay community, that's something that people really don't understand when it comes to gender topics.
Yeah, it's so hard to, talk about.
Because even individuals going through it have a hard time understanding what's going on. I think that's about it. I'm Kate. I look forward to be a part of this process. This is Mandy. This is Polka Dot. I hope you all have a lovely Sunday. Bye. Say bye.
Hey, Polka Dot.
My name's Polka Dot. Goodbye. By the time I'm 16. Thank you. And then I later actually started to watch the L Word online. If that doesn't convince you that you're gay, nothing will. Thank you, Polka Dot. Stop.
So cute.
People are trying to watch my video and they're getting distracted.